and I want my damn respect too.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Sunday. Welcome back, my people. I have a great video for you today. Today we have the GOAT, Michael Jordan, versus the test tube GOAT, LeBron James. And we are going to be comparing how the two of these players talk about the game of basketball. If you follow Michael Jordan and you've watched Michael Jordan interviews and press conferences and whatnot, you know that Michael Jordan speaks with a great deal of wisdom. You know that if you listen to Michael Jordan, he says things that can help you be successful in whatever it is that you do. And if you follow LeBron James, the duck, the deer long enough, and you've seen him in interviews and press conferences and podcasts, you know that LeBron James speaks like a politician and that everything he says is very surface level. Like there is no depth to what he says. And so, like I said, we are going to compare and contrast how these two players talk about the game of basketball, because you can learn a lot by just listening to someone talk. So the two clips that I have, one is the very last part of Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame induction speech. And then the clip that I'm going to play from LeBron James is his infamous ESPY Awards speech. And so we're going to take a listen to both of these clips and talk about it and talk about the stark difference in the way that these two simply talk about the game of basketball. So without further ado, we are going to listen to MJ first. Like I said, this is the last part of his Hall of Fame induction speech.
The game of basketball has been everything to me. My refuge, my place I've always gone when I needed to find comfort and peace. It's been a source of intense pain and a source of most intense feelings of joy and satisfaction, and one that no one can even imagine. It's been a relationship that has evolved over time and has given me the greatest respect and love for the game. It's provided me with a platform to share my passion with millions in a way I neither expected nor could have imagined in my career. I hope that it's given the millions of people that I've touched the optimism and the desire to achieve their goals through hard work, perseverance, and positive attitude. Although I'm recognized with this tremendous honor of being in the Basketball Hall of Fame, I don't look at this moment as a defining end to my relationship with the game of basketball. It's simply a continuation of something that I started a long time ago. One day you might look up and see me playing the game at 50. Oh, don't laugh. Don't never say never. Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Wow, people. That last part, he says, always gives me chills. He says, limits like fears are often just an illusion. I love that part. And I feel like that's something that you can live by. You know, is limits like fears are often just an illusion. But let's talk about, first of all, let's just talk about how Michael Jordan is talking about the game of basketball. How he describes his relationship with the game of basketball. And that's the key word, is a relationship with the game of basketball. It's like with any relationship, you have your ups and downs. You have your good times and your bad times. But if it's a relationship worth having, then you work through the bad times. And so this is how Michael Jordan is describing this. This is what you will notice about how he's describing his relationship with the game of basketball. The first thing he says is basketball is his everything. He says it's his refuge when he needs peace. And again, he says it's been the source of intense joy and intense pain. So yeah, this shows you right off the bat how deep of a connection Michael Jordan has with the game of basketball. Basketball for Michael Jordan wasn't just a way out of poverty. Basketball for Michael Jordan wasn't just something he did because he was athletic and had the ability, because I feel like a lot of players go that route because, again, people tend to do what they are naturally good at. So if you are naturally athletic, then sports may be a route that you take because you can, not necessarily because you're passionate about it. He didn't take the route of basketball just for monetary gain. By the way he's talking about the game of basketball, you can tell that Michael Jordan has a sincere, deep love for the game. Again, he talks about it like it's a person.
It's been a relationship that has evolved over time and has given me the greatest respect and love for the game. It's provided me with a platform to share my passion with millions in a way I neither expected nor could have imagined in my career. I hope that it's given the millions of people that I've touched the optimism and the desire to achieve their goals through hard work, perseverance, and positive attitude. Although I'm recognized with this tremendous honor of being in the Basketball Hall of Fame, I don't look at this moment as a defining end to my relationship with the game of basketball. It's simply a continuation of something that I started a long time ago. One day you might look up and see me playing the game at 50.
And so, as you can hear, he used the word relationship a few times. And so the other thing that comes to my mind listening to Michael Jordan talk about the game of basketball is gratitude. Michael Jordan has gratitude. He is grateful for the things and opportunities basketball has provided for him. He said, basketball has allowed me to touch people in a way he could have never expected or imagined. So, again, he talks about the game from a way of being grateful for what the game has given to him. And just one more time, I want to reiterate that he used the word relationship several times in this speech, in the end of this speech. And so that tells you exactly how Michael Jordan views the game of basketball. He views it as something that he has a relationship with. And what is a relationship? A relationship with anybody that's worth having a relationship is give and take. It's mutually beneficial and both parties gain value from the relationship. Both parties benefit from that relationship, and we know this to be true about Michael Jordan and the game of basketball. Michael Jordan gained a great deal from the game of basketball, but the game of basketball gained you can't even put into words what the game of basketball gained from Michael Jordan being in the NBA. So now we've listened to that. We've listened to the GOAT talk about the game of basketball. Now let's listen to the test tube GOAT and hear what the duck, the deer, the leader of the 4 and 6 kingdom. Let's hear how he talks about the game of basketball. And again, this clip is from the infamous ESPY Awards speech.
Tonight, I want to use this moment to just say something that I've said a million times, and I would never get sick of talking about it. I love this game. I love the game of basketball. There's a video going around right now on the internet of me coaching Bryce's team last weekend, and it's actually pretty funny. I saw a lot of posts with people talking about how LeBron brings the energy to a high school AAU game the same way he would do to a finals game. And to me, that's like the ultimate compliment. In my 20 years playing this game, and in all the years before, I've never, ever cheated the game. And I would never take it for granted. Every time I step foot on the floor, either coaching my boys or playing, I'm going to give it everything. I do it for myself. I do it for some of my teammates that I've had before and now. And I do it for all the greats that came before me. And more importantly, and most importantly, I do it for the fans, the lovers of the game. Listen, you can love me, and I know some of you hate me as well. But the one thing you will always do is respect me and appreciate the way I approach the game and what I've given to this game.
Wrong again.
Thank you. I'm so proud of these two men standing right behind me tonight. See, they're on their own basketball journey, and no matter how far they choose to go, they're not cheating this game. And that inspires me. When the season ended, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing. And I know a lot of experts told you guys what I said, but I'm here now speaking for myself. In that moment, I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still? Truth is, I've been asking myself this question at the end of the season for a couple years now. I just never openly talked about it. I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
All right. To the real basketball fans out there, if you were able to suffer through that clip for the sake of this analysis, I truly am grateful that you are still here, because it is easy to click off if you hear the voice of LeBron James for too long. It is very irritating. So one of the first things I have to say is that there was just a whole lot of capping in that speech. But let's get back to the subject at hand, and that is the difference in how LeBron James talks about the game of basketball. As I said at the beginning of the video, when you hear LeBron James talk, there is no depth. The only thing he said is he loves the game. He hadn't cheated the game. He does it for the fans. He does it for the past players, and everything that you would think somebody should say in front of a crowd without much thought. Much like a politician. Like I said, LeBron James is a politician, but there is no he doesn't seem deeply connected to the game of basketball from how he talks about the game. And one thing, if you notice, like I said, in Michael Jordan's speech, he used the word relationship several times. LeBron James wanted to make sure that we all knew that he's not cheating the game for whatever reason. As a NBA player getting paid money, I wouldn't think that would be something that you would have to address unless you know that we know that you indeed cheat the game. That's one of those things that you don't have to address unless you know that we know that you cheat the game. That is just, again, let's talk about it in terms of a relationship. those of you out there who are in a relationship, you know, maybe it's just boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe you're married, how suspect would it be if you just came to your partner to assure her you weren't cheating on her for no reason? Hey, baby, I just want you to know I never ever cheated on you, and I never would. I just really need you to understand that I'm not going to cheat on you ever. This is the equivalent, people. So this is what LeBron James chose to bring up several times, and he even brought it up in reference to his kids again, which is full of cap. So, you know, Bronny and Bryce doesn't cheat the game, and that may be true to some degree from their own personal standpoint, but LeBron James, you aided Bronny in cheating the game. You getting him into the NBA is cheating the game. So, yeah, like I said, there is no depth to there's no depth to LeBron James and how he talks about the game of basketball, which brings me to my next point, and I've said this about LeBron James before, and it's not just LeBron James that this is applicable to, but LeBron James is someone who I believe played basketball for two reasons. One, because he was athletic and he had the athleticism to do so and the talent to do so, and two, because it was a way out of, you know, out of poverty. You know, he played basketball to get out of whatever living conditions he was in. And so once he got to the NBA, mission accomplished. And this is the difference between someone like Michael Jordan, who plays for the love of the game, because when you play for the love of the game, when you have a relationship with basketball like Michael Jordan was discussing, like he was telling you about, when you have a relationship where you see it as a relationship and you see it as a source of the most joy and most pain, then getting to the NBA that's just part of a journey. You know, getting to the NBA is just part of the journey. But when you love basketball the way Michael Jordan talked about it, it is a never-ending thing. Matter of fact, Michael Jordan talks about it's a relationship that has evolved over time. Michael Jordan said that. He said it's a relationship that has evolved over time. So it is an ongoing thing, and, you know, and something that you try to cultivate. You cultivate that relationship so that it can be the best relationship possible. So making it to the NBA and getting money is not going to affect your relationship when you really love the game of basketball. But when your mission is to get to the NBA because you want money, when you play basketball simply because you were athletic and had the talent, then yeah, getting to the NBA and making money, like the NBA is the end of the road, pretty much, in terms of growth. And this is what we're seeing from so many of these modern NBA players today, is the getting to the NBA is the goal. And once that is accomplished, that they don't have any motivation to continue. And so, yeah, like I said, I was rewatching that Michael Jordan Hall of Fame speech, and I'm gonna be doing some more videos from it. And matter of fact, I believe I'm gonna make this a series of comparing and contrasting the things that Michael Jordan says versus Michael Jordan, the real GOAT, versus LeBron James, the test tube GOAT. And I'm probably going to do this with LeBron James and other players too, like Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant. And like I said, you can just hear how these guys talk. And, you know, to me, you probably almost don't even have to watch LeBron ever play to know that he can't be the GOAT. The last thing I'm going to say about LeBron James' ESPY Awards speech is that it seems so disconnected from the game of basketball in terms of being a competitor. Like when I watch LeBron James up there and he's talking about never cheating the game, I never got a sense of a competitor. Like it came off more as someone who was just going to work punching the clock. That's the way it came off to me. Whereas Michael Jordan, again, because he was so invested in the game of basketball, you know, you can't help but see the competitor in that relationship with a sport, and to have a relationship with a sport that's so intense like that, you know that he's the ultimate competitor. You know, to talk about basketball and say my source of my greatest pain and my greatest joy. Again, Michael Jordan is describing this relationship deeply. And LeBron James, the only thing he can say is, I never cheated the game. My kids didn't cheat the game. The day I can't give it my all, I'll walk away from the game of basketball. Lucky for you all, that day is not today. I mean, my goodness, people. Yeah, for any LeBron James fanboys, if you guys can't see that, which I know you can't, like I said, you guys are hopeless. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. What did you think of the speech, from the end of the speech from Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame induction speech? What did you think of that? Like, do you feel the same way that he talked about basketball on a very deep level? And what did you think of the test tube GOAT speech? Do you know? Maybe you guys are hearing something I didn't. Maybe him, maybe his speech to you sounded deep. Maybe you got some gems from LeBron James and him talking about not cheating the game. But anyway, we are gonna hold up here, but I'm gonna leave you guys with this last piece of what Michael Jordan had to say, because again, it gives me chills every time I hear it. To me, it's so inspiring, and I hope it inspires you guys. Matter of fact, before we get out of here really quick, there was someone who left a comment on one of my videos that I did. I can't remember which one, but he said he was going through a tough time and that my video inspired him, because I believe I was saying something during the video about, you know, when times get toughest, that's when you really got to dig in and, you know, that's when you got to dig in and not give up, not quit. That's when you got to dig in and grit your teeth and hold steadfast. And so he left a comment saying that my video inspired him because he was going through a rough time right now. So I'm sorry I can't remember your name, but if you are watching this video, you know, I hope you hold tight. And so I'm gonna leave this for you and for everybody else to be inspired by the real GOAT. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time.
Because limits, like fears, are often just an illusion. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.